Okay, boom, I'm back on. Okay, fantastic. So it is 5 o'clock on Friday afternoon on June 21st. And so I want to go over today's trades. I made about $1,600 today, a little more than that. And so, yeah, it was a great day. The filter worked out fantastic. It's been something that I've been working on developing, and it just worked out. There was one particular trade where the filter kept us out of a loss. And normally I would have taken that trade and I would have just licked my wounds afterwards and started back over, would have sucked away all my profit. And then, instead of having a fantastic Friday, myself and everyone else who was following along with me didn't do it. I stayed out of that trade. And so that was fantastic. Super, super pumped about that part. So I've been looking for a filter for so many months on just those little tiny losses here and there that just could make or break your day. And so I was 100% today. All my trades worked out, and then that's how I ended up with $1,600 today. So I'm going to show you where I did it and when I did it. Okay, so let's just go right into this part. So the very first trade, I gotta flip this thing. There we go. We got a parlay right here at 456. I did not take this trade, and I'll show you why on the other chart. But the trade I did take was this say right here. I got in at 91. I think it was 91.25. Easy decision to make, okay? And this is why. Let me flip to the other chart for us. Yellow, there it is. So if you look, the yellow, this is my filter, okay? This is on Tradeovate. The yellow line wasn't on top, wasn't saying take the buy. It was still on the sell side. And so this shot up right here, didn't take it, stayed away from this guy, and then the price came back down, and then here's this 5 o'clock time frame. Got in right about 90.91, easy made, I don't know, 390 bucks, something like that. So yeah, great. It was an easy trade. Great trade. Okay. So that was trade number one. It was a Friday, so market moved a little slower, just how it always does. And then towards the end of the afternoon, it always slows down. But this one in the morning today worked, which I was really happy about because in the past I just avoided Fridays. Not anymore. Okay, let's go back to this chart and go back to my charts. I'm going to show you the next couple trades that I had. And so we have two in a parlay par save right here. Okay, this is at 603 and then this is at 613. And I'm not going to tell you which ones I took or if I took one or both, but I'm going to show you this chart right here. So let me just scroll over to 612 and 613. It was a long morning because I made that first trade in an hour and then I didn't have anything for a long time. Okay, so here we go. So here is 603 right here, and then over here is 613. And just a reminder, let's go back to this chart. So we get a par say at 603 and then a parlay at 613. So what happened? Let's figure out what happened. So when this bar closed and this bar at 6 o'clock eventually closed, I was in for a sell at 25.50. Okay. And if we look right here, the 6 o'clocks, the 6-3. So I waited. I had to wait. And then eventually came down and then boom, got us in right there. Okay. So this bar closed at 603, which was which worked out fantastically because this is the 603 bar. Now I actually got in a little before that because I was using the 30-second chart. On the 30-second chart, the yellow crossed over these two lines a little sooner. And I got in on this one. I think it was actually right about here. And then it took me out the very next minute. Great trade. Okay. Uh, Now let's look at that 613 trade. This is the 1 minute bars. And so again, I have the yellow line already crossed both their lines. I use this as a filter very specifically, especially when it's correlating with everything else. I'm just happy about it. Okay. Um, there did it go. So let me show you this where it's at. Okay, so then this is the next trade, 612, 613, easy trade to get in and out of. Um, Boom, that was 612 went up there. It closed and moved me in right here at 613. And it was an easy decision because I had the yellow line on top of it saying take the buy. Everything just lined up. So there's three trades. Boom, 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 three trades. Now, they did say span like an hour before I was able to do that, but I also want to point out too is that if you usually have a trend going one direction and you have a sudden trade and then you have another trade, they usually happen. The second trade usually happens fairly close after that, 5, 7, 10 minutes, give or take, which is nice because you get quick trades out of that. So those are three trades, okay? Let me go back and let's see the next trade. The next trade is at 629. Now I didn't wasn't in this trade because this is the opening bell. I didn't want to take it, and so I stayed away from this trade, okay? It would have worked out. I think some actually did stay in it on my group, and that was great for them. This trade, I was kicking myself on, okay? At 659, the parlay came up there, and a few group members they did take it. I hesitated because one of my rules said if the blue cross touches any part of the next bar, I don't get in. And so I exited out, and I wanted to watch because I want to show you on this chart over here what I was looking at. So let me get to 659. Sorry about the dizziness if this causes any issues for us. It's right in here. And this is the crossing right here. It's at 7 o'clock. This crossed, and that's 7:01. And then the 30-second chart, this actually crossed before then, and that's what I was going after. So I wanted to see if it which of the rules trumped the other rule. And so I was like, well, hey, do I always take this one, or do I take this one, or do I just sit and wait, or do I wait it out? I waited it out. I think I was the only one that waited it out in the group. Everyone else took it and made good money off it. So wow. Yeah, I saw out two trades today just to verify for that very specific reason too. And I don't have a very long statistical analysis other than that. I think I need to, if the yellow dotted line is there and then the blue cross is touching it to still get in, make some money. Call it good. Okay. All right. So so yeah, that was super fun. Let's go back to my charts. I did take this trade here, 724, 723, and I'll show you why as well. This one came down here, and it was one, two, three. It was on the fourth bar, which is kind of stretches my rules. Usually I have a rule of the first three, which most of the time the trades happen on the first, second, or third bar past that ribbon. Occasional fourth. That was one on the fourth. Kind of fourth and a half, honestly, looking at it again. But this one worked out, and I'll show you on Trade of Eight as well, just so you can see. It's important that you see this part right here. So this is where it has the cross right here. Okay, the crossing happened, and boom, it was done. So this part right here, 722, the crossing happened about 723, and the entry was on 724. Just as a reminder for my charts right here, look, I got the par say that popped up here at 69.50 for the 724. It was another easy win. Super happy about that. This one at this time I was sitting about I think I'm right around $1,300 at this point because I'm looking at this next couple ones. I know I didn't take this trade, and by then I was sitting already like, okay, well, I'm at my goal, and what do I do next? Because my goal is right about 1,500 bucks a day per account. And so this one was sitting at 1,300, and I'm like, well, I'll keep trading, not trading. And I wanted to go till 9 o'clock. And so I'll show you the last trade I took for the day, okay? So it was just after 9 o'clock. It was, I didn't take this one either because Blue Cross popped up. There's a number that I skipped out on. Didn't take this one again because that popped it there. This is the last trade I took. It was at 9:09. And if you look 9:08, 9:09, you had a blue cross pop up. It did it. I can't remember if it touched or was really close, but I think it was too late for me to like get out anyways. And this one popped down. So at 9:09, I'll show you on the Trader 8 charts with the filter. Sorry about the scrunching this. I just want to move through this fairly quickly for us, okay? Now this is important key to watch this one because this is on the 1 minute, but on the 30 seconds the yellow crossed both these lines first. I know like on 1 minute it took a second, but on the 30 seconds it did cross. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 1 minute chart, and then I'm looking at the 30-second chart, and I'll pull that up for you next time. But that was my trade. That was my day. I totaled out for, and if I can move this thing, 1,655 bucks. And so it was a pretty good Friday for me. Uh, yeah, so just wanted to show you my charts, Trade of Eight charts, the filter I'm using, and let you know that everyone else could do it too. I had one student. He woke up kind of late, and he's like, "Hey, sorry, I slept in. and I didn't get to see you right at 5 o'clock, but he's like, I'll trade in a couple hours. He came back and then texted me. He's like, hey, I made one trade today, made 700 and something dollars for 4 accounts, and I'm good for the day. I was like, whoa, because he traded that 9 o'clock trade with me as well. Other team members, they all did pretty well today, which I'm super pumped about. So, all right, that's today's Friday reports. This is all one cut, just remember that. I just kind of roll on in. So please join me, C3 Algo, and trade with me in the mornings. I'm there every morning and making money. It's like you see things online when people are like, uh, "Hey, buy this," or "Hey, sell this." I'm like, "Oh, hey, I'm doing this," and actually have real live results. So, anyways, all right, guys, say your prayers. Make it a great day.